Did you miss me?
Would you please shut the hell up, yo? Listen!
Ladies and gentlemen, denizens of the internet, this is Sell Out Podcast. Lucha, Lucha Underground. Lucha, Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground. Honor, glory, violence. I'm Adam Even.
And I am PJ Adder.
So, here we are. What episode is this? 5?
Episode 5.
God dang, it's like a railroad taking us ever deeper into the world of Lucha Libre. Luchadora the Explorer. Crunchwrap Supreme. Yo Quiero Taco Bell. What happened in the last episode?
We had that match with Big Rick and Mundo as the main event.
Oh yeah, that. That's right. The last episode, the reason I can't recall anything was because they totally put all of their matches in the wrong order, and the middle of the card was fucking amazing.
Yes.
The only thing that is coming to mind, and it's probably for good goddamn reason, is Pentagon versus Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix showing that he is, like, has a ankh shoved up his ass, because goddamn, he just keeps resurrecting from things. He can't go down because he'll take a move that's a death knell and will still revive from the move. Which is a very interesting ability and power to have, given, you know, I think you've gotten to the point where you've realized, oh, this is kind of like, it's like a superhero lore-based style thing. Yeah. You figured it out. Phoenix has the ability to essentially come back from any move.
Right.
There's not a single move that can put this man away. And that's going as far as I've watched the series.
Right.
He gets into some fights later, and it's extra shocking. And then, obviously, we had the really neat birth of a rivalry.
Drago versus King
Cuerno. And, yeah, honestly, they really should have put both of those middle matches on either side of it. I mean, obviously, they started the card with, fuck you, Chavo, you fucking suck. I get it. Chavo Guerrero, he's one of the main characters. Whoop-de-doo. You know, bitch didn't have to be the chariot for such a message. It could have just as well have been Ivelisse, but
she probably likes him.
Bitch was in better favors back in this day. Yeah. You gotta remember, we're talking about 2014 here. Mm-hmm. And of course, there was the Big Rick match that went the way you thought it was going to go. Honestly, the most interesting thing was the mid-match video package showing the
boys beating up Puma.
Cisco and Cortez beating the shit out of Puma, only to immediately run out to fight. Very, very cool. I don't even think that was something that the audience was able to see.
Probably not, because they don't have any video.
They don't have any like screens or anything, right?
Except the commentary people, probably.
So I think that is like something that's purely in service of the people who aren't watching it live. Yeah. That's what's very, very important, and we can have a whole different video talking about that, but there is no equity in the post-live consumer content in every single wrestling promotion.
It's starting to get better.
I mean, you got that really cool stuff going on with Uncle Howdy and whatnot in WWE, and then...
Yeah, and WWE's starting to do that thing where they follow people backstage into another segment.
But AEW is just generally a dumpster. This is not what we're talking about. That was your weird retrospective / shit talk / previously on Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
And now we're going to be heading into This is what's happening on Lucha Underground.
Lucha, 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 Lucha.
So we were in we go into a video package with Dario Cueto and Cilantro. And
Conan. I'm gonna get you a post-it note.
Conan O'Brien. And shockingly, we have him in the corner of Puma. Conan is pissed.
Yeah.
That people who Cueto employs will attack people from behind.
Well, Cueto says it's not his people.
Oh, he went out.
He says they
He hired Big Rick.
And Big Rick brought the boys.
And two more C names, Cesaro and Chico. What are their names?
Cisco and Cortez.
Cisco and Cortez. Those ones I've remembered.
You remembered it up till now.
Look, you throw in Conan O'Brien.
You need another acronym or something?
No, I was remembering Chi-Chi and Cilantro so many times, and oh god, now I forgot them for good.
I'll get
Cisco
you a notes
and
list.
Cortez.
I'll write you a notes
Well,
list.
as soon as we start compiling these things,
Oh, gosh.
I'll have these pictures as mnemonic devices.
We're just gonna make you paper cutouts of them.
Anyway, Cisco and Cortez work for Big Rick.
And then they don't listen to him.
Big Rick answers to Cueto.
But the boys
Cisco
is.
and Cortez answer to Big Rick.
Yeah.
So he has no control over what they do or whatever's happening with them. They're really not even supposed to be here, but Big Rick brought them.
Right.
And it works for Cueto because, hey, extra bodyguardage. Frankly, it's just extra guys to hit him up for money, but that's just my opinion.
It seems like only Big Rick is getting the money.
So you have this happen, and Conan is like, all right, fine, give me a fight with Big Rick. I want Puma to fight Big Rick. We'll stamp out this problem immediately. And of course, he's more than willing to oblige a wrestling match. Cueto's more than willing to oblige a wrestling match between Puma and Big Rick. Conan had different ideas. He says, no, this match is going to come out of Boyle Heights. It's going to be a street fight.
Yeah. It's gonna be a Boyle Heights street fight.
Look, we're not doing this any justice. It was really insane. Normally you say, oh, it's going to be street fight, and you're like, okay, sweet, a street fight, we're going to get to see weapons. I don't know how they managed to do it, but writing-wise, they added so much more energy to a street fight. It held it with reverence, but also it was like, I had the feeling of it being a demolition derby, like it was when I first started seeing street fights. I had that youthful excitement of when I was first introduced to a street fight, and it being like, oh, this is an unsanctioned match. What the fuck does that mean? You know?
Right.
So then we go into a match that was shocking. This is the theme of the episode, is the magic word is shocking. Go ahead and take a drink every time you hear the word shocking. Shocking's the word you're thinking about, by the way. Every time you hear the word shocking, you take a drink. The word is shocking.
And if you're already drunk right now,
that's shocking.
Yeah.
So what was really shocking was they started the card with Mil Muertes coming out with Katrina. See all those C names. It's shocking. So I was like, okay, it's going to be another Mil Muertes versus Jobber match.
But no.
No mention of Ricky Mandel ever since. I'm going to have to check the obituaries coming out of Boyle Heights from the year 2014 and seeing if that man comes up. It was not a Jobber. It was Drago. Freaking Drago came down to the ring and had himself a fight with Mil Muertes. Sadly, the match started with Drago having his back to Mil Muertes taking off his gear.
And Muertes took advantage of
Oh,
that.
he capitalized the hell out of that, and it proceeded to be a major ass whooping.
It was a typical Muertes match.
I mean, it's a typical Mil Muertes match without the Mil Muertes is fighting a jobber, because Drago was able to defend himself, but he was not able to fight back in any way. And this caused some confusion, not only out of just the audience, but somebody was on top of Dario Cueto's office watching the whole match.
Yeah.
King Cuerno came out to watch the entire match atop.
Not watch, stalk.
He was peeping that shit. It's like it's a more analog and physical version of people in the back chewing on some popcorn, like WWE does. He was actually in the arena stalking. I'm gonna see if I can't find a picture of it.
Yeah.
He's in the arena stalking the match.
Yeah.
The whole audience chanting Cuerno, Cuerno, Cuerno. It was super freaking awesome. Real life people being there watching it. Think of Sting in the rafters, right? It's so much better if they pull up a chair and watch from far away during the entire match, reacting to it. I think that the being on top of Dario Cueto's office, was it his office, or it was the other
part
thing
across away from it. It was part of the balcony, I think.
Anyway, it was this balcony area. It's even better than having somebody be at commentary, because he was far enough away in a spot that is kind of not conductive to getting to the ring, that he's here to watch. He's not gonna fight.
No.
Anyway, beat down, drag out, brawl, flatliner to Drago, and Mil Muertes wins.
Of course.
And obviously it didn't take Mil Muertes to that point of I'm going to lose control of everything, because he didn't need the stone after the match.
Right.
So obviously Drago was not a match for Mil Muertes. And that's why it confused the shit out of King Cuerno. King Cuerno hopped the barricade and came down the stairs to the ring.
He slowly came down the stairs.
Slowly. Like, almost with a small look of confusion on his face. Like, this is all you have? This is the person that beat me. He picks up Drago on his shoulders and smack dab in the middle of the ring.
On the symbol.
On the Aztec symbol in the middle of the ring. Laid out Drago, saying, I guess that is all you have. Come and get me, bitch. Vampiro said, you're going to need yourself a degree in something or other to understand what happened here. A degree in symbols or something. Symbolism. That's what it is. You're going to need a degree in symbolism to understand what happened there. And that's actually not a bad representation of, this entire product is that there's a lot of symbolism. And what seems to be this Randy Orton-esque rivalry between Drago and King Cuerno, it's a lot of symbolism, and you got to pay attention to everything in order to understand every story going on.
Yeah.
Down to something as simple as Johnny Mundo likes money. A lot of money lost on the first episode.
Yeah.
Revenge has started. And that was the match. A bunch of question marks, a bunch of mysteries. We have a video package for John Morrison. Johnny Mundo. Johnny Mundo. And basically, it's the standard video package. Such and such is disrespected in one industry. Blah, blah, blah. Johnny Mundo. Only on Lucha Underground. I'm assuming not only was this his return to wrestling, But he was exclusive to Lucha
He
Underground.
was probably exclusive during that time.
Like a hyper-exclusive contract.
Because I remember when he went to that WrestleCade that me and Mom went to in 2019, he was still going under that name.
By Johnny Mundo?
I think so,
That's
yeah.
crazy. So we might have to find that WrestleCade, see if they recorded it. They've only recently,
I think I have it.
AML's only recently really hardcore gotten to the streaming side of things.
Well, I think it's on that Thriller app.
Okay. And it from there went into what again?
It went into Cueto walking in to the backstage area, and Mil Muertes and Katrina was there.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so it was one of those backstage vignette promo type things, and Cueto always chuffed with himself being the big boss man, satisfied about the evening. I don't know, but he was in the area.
Seemed like Mil Muertes and Katrina were having a moment backstage.
Ugh, of course they do. Gross. Was it the cage area?
I don't think so. I think it was just backstage.
They alluded to knowing that Dario Cueto is hiding a very, very evil darkness, and that key is in fact the key.
Yeah.
To it. They know about the thing he's hiding in the cage.
Katrina said that you can't keep darkness locked away forever, and then touches the key around Cueto's neck.
Well, and that's all we know is in that cage, is darkness, because it blotted out the light and silhouetted Cueto. This is all we know, and this is the even more has been added to this mythos of this mythical thing that he has locked away. We go into a match.
It's Son of Havoc versus Masquerita Sagrada.
The Little Hero. It's a fun little match.
Yeah.
Bunch of little rumbly tumbly roly poly bullshit. You know, a couple suicide dives, one onto Evilise of all things.
Well, it was a payback from earlier where Evilise did a boot to Masquerita Sagrada's head while the ref wasn't looking. And then he chases her around the ring.
Chases her around the ring. And then it ended in just a really good roll-up move.
Yeah.
The tilt-a-whirl, head scissor, and then he did it into a roll-up type thing. Another W. One thing that was really weird was in the middle of the match, this, like, Lucy Liu wannabe showed up.
Yeah.
In a leather tracksuit type thing, barely holding her breasticles in.
If you know Mass Effect, think Miranda.
There you go, Miranda. Put a picture up there. Well, she didn't read any Miranda rights. As a matter of fact, they panned the camera to the top of the stairs, like they have like a security camera. She looked around and then ran off, and we didn't see her the rest of the match.
She made like a weird face and then just took off.
I don't know if she's here for one of the people in the ring or Evilise. It's highly likely that she is one of the cartel members and is looking for Chavo Guerrero, which is, in fact, the next match.
Yeah, it's the next match.
I don't know how much we're going to say about it. We'll only include things that involve any weird storyline involving Chavo.
We're probably going to group it in with the main event.
It's Bitch versus Chavo. You saw it coming. We saw it coming.
They literally alluded to it in a promo last week.
So, we don't like Bitch. We really don't like Bitch.
For very good reasons.
But we are about to watch Bitch's match just in case Lucy Liu's wannabe shows up.
Yeah.
That's what's next. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely goddamn nothing happens between Chavo and Bitch. Nothing. Lucy Liu, she didn't show up. We don't know what her deal is.
Pentagon sided with Chavo.
Oh yeah, and fucking much to my chagrin, Phoenix sided with Bitch.
You like Phoenix.
I like Phoenix, but I don't like Bitch. So there you go. As I was watching not watching Bitch's match, I looked up the history of Bitch and found out that Bitch hasn't done anything since the Rosemary incident. So
yeah, since 2017.
So ever since Bitch broke Rosemary's arm,
Almost.
I thought it was a compound injury.
She like severely strained it.
Rosemary was out for a long time and only recently returned, right?
That was after that. That was a knee injury later on.
Okay. Well, point is,
she injured another wrestler.
You're the Rosemary historian, and Rosemary won the title. Okay. You know? Okay, look, she just signed, she just did ASL for fuck you, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so...
Video or there's no... That didn't happen.
Yeah, picture or proof! Picture or it didn't happen. So, that led into another fight, right?
Led into the main event.
No video package or anything. They've been cutting down on these video packages, and I'm not gonna say it makes the whole thing suffer, but it is way more entertaining when things are like laid out. It seriously is like watching a wrestling play.
Soap opera.
It's a telenovela, but with wrestling in the middle of it. It's really cool. Anyway, main event was kind of cool. I went down a bitch rabbit hole looking at stuff on Wikipedia. Apparently there is a Sexy Star 2.
You've revealed who it is.
No, I didn't reveal Bitch. I revealed Sexy Star 2, which is not Bitch.
Who is Sexy Star 2?
Another person entirely. But Bitch is Bitch, and Sexy Star 2 is Sexy Star 2.
Did they come after that?
Roughly the same time, which was quite shocking.
I'm not sure that they would want to follow that.
I just got
choice.
Just got an idea that we're gonna make Bitch redacted, like a little redacted bar in her versus matches. Blur
out her face.
Blur out her freaking everything. So the match was the Boyle Heights street fight between Big Rick and Prince Puma. And you fucking know, of course, it did not stay that way.
Of course not.
Weapons came out, and so did Cisco and Cortez.
They came out with him.
Yeah, they weren't hiding the fact that this was going to be the cheatingest match ever.
And I think they came out with weapons, too.
One of them got busted open, and I didn't even see when it happened.
Yep.
It must have been a legit bust open.
It happened on the outside.
It must have been something legit, because otherwise, like, they would have filmed it.
Well, it seemed like it dried up pretty quick.
Oh yeah?
Because it wasn't free flowing. It was just there.
Oh, okay.
So I think
Thank you, New World Wrestling. Ugh.
I think it happened and then it closed up.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it was just like a small cut on the back of his head.
Well, he's bald. Like, he's shaven head.
Yeah.
So, is that Cisco or Cortez?
Yes.
Anyway.
I can't remember which one's which.
Puma got to a deadly situation where he was out of options and the inevitable happened. But not in the way I was expecting it.
There was a kind of cool moment where he did it like a springboard out to the outside with all three of them there.
That doesn't tell you exactly who the fuck Prince Puma is.
And one thing that will put the nail in the coffin, he landed on his feet.
If that doesn't exactly tell you who Prince Puma is. Anyway, speaking of people launching themselves and landing on their feet, when there was nothing left to possibly happen.
Before that, there was a part where Big Rick sat in the chair while the boys
Oh, see,
beat down on
I must have been going through the rabbit hole at that point.
And then Puma got out of it and kicks Big Rick sitting in the chair into the corner, and he couldn't get out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's righteous.
He got stuck in the corner.
Lucha. Now? Still no.
No, they put him up on the that ladder, remember?
Yes.
By his feet. It was before that, though.
What?
It was before what you're talking about.
Okay. He was out of options.
Okay.
And the inevitable happened. Yeah, he was he was strung upside down on a ladder. Big Rick was about to go to town with a kendo stick.
Said they crucified him.
Essentially. And launching into the arena was a rogue U.S. asset. Freaking Johnny Mundo comes off of Cueto's office and does a parkour roll, somehow still being in the ring.
Yeah. And
proceeds to deliver an ass whooping to everyone.
It seems like they used, like, literally every part of the arena.
I was getting this vibe during this episode that this is what... they were trying to do ECW again, weren't they?
I think so. They even mentioned ECW in the commentary.
Oh, of course, that's very easy to do when you have Vampiro as one of your commentators.
And Matt Striker.
Oh, wait, really?
Striker? Is it Striker or Strider?
I'm Max Striker.
Matt Striker.
Make Strater.
I'm just calling him Matt.
Morks
Matt
Stroker.
was in the newer version of ECW as well.
Matt Strokes
So was Big Rick.
Max Striker? I hardly knew her. Mundo comes in, he delivers ass whoopings, gets Puma down, and then gets greedy. Tries to deliver a chair shot to Big Rick, but Big Rick rolls out of the way and hits Prince Puma.
Yeah. And then Mundo gets taken out.
Mundo gets taken out by the what's it called? The monkey flip codebreaker machine.
Oh yeah. Cisco and Cortez's finisher.
They do a 2D essentially. And that takes care of Morrison until Big Rick can put Puma through the table, and that's the match.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and that's it.
He puts him through the table like he did Morrison last week.
I was honestly not expecting that to be the end of it.
And then Morrison checks on Puma, and then
that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what this holds for the future. Who was Mysterious Lady?
Yeah.
What does she have to do with anyone here?
It's she came out there, didn't see what she wanted, and then left. Or didn't see what she was looking for and then left.
Huh. This isn't the fuck, let me try that again. What's that show called? Fuck, this isn't the Charlie's Angels set. And then she fucked off, right? She looked like she was trying to find the set for the next Totally Spies thing, and then she fucked off. I don't know why she was there. She was, like, really weirdly out of place.
Yeah.
But you also got to remember we're talking about wrestling, so there's no such thing as that.
It was super weird. It was like she was scouting something, but
didn't scout what she wanted to scout.
Or something like that, yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, the very next match after that was Chavo Guerrero. I was like, okay, she's going to pop up during that match.
Nope.
She didn't pop up during that match. A bunch of interesting shit coming out of the Big Rick rivalry scene. He's got a lot of people pissed off with him.
Yes.
Obviously, he's the top heel guy in the company at the moment. As much as Chavo wants to believe he is the bad guy, you know, Big Rick's doing more with less.
Yeah.
Sheesh. It was a solid episode.
Mm-hmm.
somewhere else if you're going to get a star rating, because you can take those stars and shove them up your ass and fart them onto a cork board because you believe in being a good boy and you need a stars to tell you whether or not it is or is not a good boy situation. Hey,
it was a good show that set up for more things.
Yeah. Hey, end of the hour. If you liked what you saw or heard, or I don't know, is this format
Felt through vibrations?
Is this format in Braille? Who knows? Hey, type up your best comment if you're using like a Braille screen to read or whatever. I don't fucking know. I guess they'd be able to hear it, wouldn't they?
Braille is for not being able to see. So they would be able to hear it.
Any of those Helen Keller fans out there? No, I'm cutting all of this. Hey, end of the hour. Hey, if you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, there's a button for that. It's called the subscribe button. Elbow drop that subscribe button to join up with the wrestling cult today. Leave a like. I mean, I don't mind likes. Subscriptions are more important, but likes also help the algorithm.
And it lets us know we're doing it right.
You guys can leave a like and then move it to a different folder, so that way it's not in the same folder as the rest of your likes. So if you're like, fill your stuff up with music and you don't want to hear our beautiful podcast, God forbid, you don't want to hear this, you can still move liked things out of your playlist into a different file for ease of access to the rest of the stuff that you actually like. If you want to like us out of moral obligation, as you should, you can remove us from the playlist and still keep us as a liked video. More importantly than all of that is to share us around.
Yes.
We don't advertise much outside our own profile. We won't be paying into your little advertisement audience limiter bullshit. Word of mouth is going to be the key to getting us around this web space. And sharing to at least 3 of your friends is always a good way to spread the word of, us up and coming podcastinauts. And so if you share to those 3 people and ask them to share to people, whether they're into it or not, and they just are a type of person that enjoys sending around young podcasts, that is a great way to spread us out. And that's almost more important than liking or subscribing to folks. If you find somebody that just needs something entertaining or something new to shake up their day,
something to pass the time,
send us to them. We'll love you, we'll love them, we'll love them all equally, because, hey, we're just fans of this show called Wrestle. What?
Nothing, just something went in my head. It doesn't need to be said, though.
Oh, you're disgusting. How dare you?
That's not what I'm talking about.
Foul.
You don't even know what I'm thinking.
Sinner.
You don't even know what I'm thinking.
Not in my house.
It's my house, too.